What's good, y'all? So we are back for the last two episodes of season one. So this is episode 9 for Zatima. This episode is called Wicked. The episode picks up where episode 8 left off, with Zach on one knee asking Fatima for her hand in marriage. She looks at him for a second and responds that they got a whole lot of things to work out and discuss before she could say yes to a proposal. And this is when we see DeVal doing his best to be a dramatic actor. And he pulls out the whiny voice and try to get like emotional, like he's gonna cry, telling her how much she means to him, how all these things started going right in his life. She's like the light in his life, since he got with her. He's been thinking and believing that he can do better and be better, and he has been doing better and being better. So eventually, she says yes. They hug, and she tells him, all right, she in the mood for dessert now. And just like a man, he don't get the hint, and she had to let him know, no, I mean dessert at home. And so they leave the restaurant. So when they leave the restaurant, they're in the car riding, and they talking, and they bring up his friends. She don't care for Nate and Tony. She says they're immature, which they are, and he brings up, how cool Bryce is or whatever. And so he also goes into telling her how Bryce asked him, was he bisexual? And he told him no. And then he was like, but it was weird though. But I'm sure it's just cool. He was just asking or whatever. So she was like, okay. She took the little nugget in. So they pull up to the house, right? And I said, here go Tyler Perry doing his thing with stuff that don't make sense. Cause in this thing, they pull up to the house. Deja is outside, and was that dress gold or orange or whatever it was, bent over under the hood of her car. She just so happened to be bent over, talking about something wrong with her car. Her car won't start, and she needed to get on the road to go to dance, for somebody. And so Fatima, she like said, please help me. Like she acting like like a damsel in distress. And Fatima was like, in these good clothes? And she said, yeah, you right. Zach, Fatima was like, Zach, go change your suit. And she looked at Fatima. Deja looks at Fatima and was like, yeah, because you got your everyday clothes on. You good. I said, oh, you being shady. You got the right one on your hands. So when Zach is with, he's in the house and he can't hear what she's saying. Fatima said, now what's wrong with the car? Let me take a look. And she looked. She was like, the shit's unplugged, you dumbass. She was like, oh, I didn't even know that. Trying to play it off. And then Fatima looked and was like, and you holding the tool to tighten it in your hand, acting like you don't have the tool to fix it. She said, bitch, I know what you up to and I know what you're doing. It's not going to work. Promise you. I promise you. I'm not that girl. Like, I'm not the one to fuck with. Like, I'm not, you don't want to ride this ride, mate, baby. You don't want none of this. Like, go ahead. And she was like, you gonna stop playing these fucking games. Like, Zach ain't into you. He got me. He good. The rent due on the 1st at by 9 a.m. Not 9:01, 9:02, 9 a.m. And so, what you call is left looking fucking stupid as Fatima goes in the house. And Zach is like, wait, where'd she go? She was like, she gone. So he worried. Talking about, you did something to her. And she let him know. Like, she was playing all fucking long. Like, she just wanted you to do something to fix her car. Cause she trying to get what you at. And you acting like you so oblivious to it. And a lot of times men do oblivious. But he's oblivious and he's enjoying it. But after that, they had their little talk and they talking about doing the do. And she was like, yeah, leave that chain on because I like when it. He said, oh, you like when this chain be hitting you in the back of your head when I hit that thing from the back, right? And then he leans her over the couch. Well, she leans over the couch and he gets behind her. And then we see it's the next morning they wake up. She got to get up and get dressed for work. So when she gets to the office, she tells the receptionist that she had put in for a DNA. She had sent something to the lab a few days ago, and she should have heard something by now, and she hasn't. Can you look into it? So the young lady was like, "Yeah, I did. They said you'll get the results by this afternoon." So now I'm realizing after watching this, and then the next episode, the finale episode, what I believe to be the finale episode, I realized that these two episodes are all one day. Well, one night and one day. So Fatima goes. No, Angela walks up and they go to Fatima's office. Fatima tells Angela, like, girl, I didn't know Zach and Bryce was working together. They partners. They got a spot. Zach told me to come by. You, what you doing at lunch? Like, you want to roll through and see this spot that they got for their office or whatever? So Angela was like, okay, all right, girl, I'll go. I said, okay, so y'all going for lunch, y'all gonna go check them out. So then we get back to the house. We see Zach, real nice, crispy, real nice blue suit on with the white shirt, heading to his job, and we see Deja leaning on her car with red on. She out there smoking. She speak to him and say she's sorry about what happened the night before, but if he ever need her, she got him. And he was like, you need to stop smoking that stuff or whatever. She was like, be careful, it's cameras, they're watching us. And he was looking like, the fuck are you talking about? Whatever, right? But anyway, she she exchanged a few words with him, and she tells him, yeah, I know y'all got it in last night. I heard y'all all night, and that got me so turned on. I used my vibrator all night listening to y'all. He like, oh wow, you heard us? So he get in his car and ready to go. And as he pulling off, she yell, well, make sure you satisfy her, because she obviously ain't satisfied how insecure she be acting and how she be coming off at me all the time. And I'm like, girl, you keep coming on to him. She calling you on your bullshit and your trickery, trying to seduce him, but she needs more from him because she not satisfied. If he not satisfying her, why you want it? Like, why you want it so bad? So Zach jerks the car, stops, takes her weed, stomps it out, gets back in the car. She goes in the house, and Nate, his homeboy, and remember Nate is married. Nate is in her house talking about they gone. You sure we ain't gonna get caught? She like, yeah. She said, I'm glad I took your number because maybe if he knew it's me with you, he find out it's me and you, then it make him jealous and he might do something. I like, you that pressed. You that pressed to do something with that. You that pressed. Or really, is it you feel like if you sex him, you have him in a trick bag, which means you can extend your lease to however long you want and do all the things that you want to do because you'll have him in a trick bag by sleeping with him. That's what it is, ain't it, girl? Mm-hmm. So then we get to the scene over in the office. Bryce and Zach are talking. They are talking about a list of potential properties that was forwarded to them by Kelly, I think they said. So they talking, and Zach looking down because he's still going over the list or whatever. And Bryce is standing in front of him like, and I'm sorry about the other night. That was weird, but it's weird because I really like you, Zach. So Zach still looking down like, yeah, it's cool. I like you too. I like you too. And when he went to go look up, Bryce was in his face and did like this to try to come in for a kiss. And out of instant reflex, Zach knocks the shit out of him. And as he's doing that, Angela and Fatima walk in like, ho, ho. And the episode goes off. So, that was episode number 9. We'll be back in a second for episode number 10. I think I'm going to make this all one video since this only lasted 10 minutes. Alright, guys, so we're back for episode number 10. Before we get into that, I forgot to mention that in the car on their way to Zach and Bryce's office, Fatima and Angela are talking. Angela is advising Fatima to, well, first Fatima shows her the ring, lets her know that Zach proposed. She said yes. Angela is warning her, telling her to be extra careful because Bryce got some friends that he hangs out with, and those friends go both ways. But Bryce says, they cool or whatever, but that's all it is, basically. And she kind of putting it to Fatima, like, do you think there is a possibility that Zach could go both ways? And Fatima was like, no, girl, absolutely the freak not. Now, remind you, Fatima already know that Bryce came on to Zach. So, they continue to have this conversation about that, and Angela wanted her. And then Fatima like, okay. So, as this episode opens up, and episode number 10 is called To Be Frank. They pull up, they come, and they like, what the hell? And then that's when Zach and Bryce try to play it off and act like they was just horsing around, tussling, playing or whatever. And so he like, we good. We were just in here playing. I was teaching him some moves or whatever. And Fatima and Angela looking like, yeah, okay. So Fatima and Zach go in another room and start talking, and Zach tells her the truth. After she pries a little bit, he tells her the truth that he looking down. When he lift his head, Bryce in his face trying to kiss him, and out of reflex, he punches him. And she laughed, and she was like, "So y'all partners?" And he like, "Yo, stop playing, cause that shit not funny. That shit was mad triggering." And she was like, "Triggering?" He was like, "Yes, I've been in jail." So she was like, "That shit happened to you in jail? Somebody tried to get you in jail like you?" And he was like, "It's a bunch of niggas in there, basically. Like, they do that. Somebody might try you or whatever." And it reminded him of being in there. That's why he was so quick with the reflex and punching Bryce. Whatever. So she's still making jokes about it. He told her stop making jokes because it's nothing funny about that shit. And um she said, well, you know what? I won't make a joke about it no more, whatever. But um she let him know that Angela was saying that Bryce had been acting weird. So she wondering if Bryce is like, because Angela did when they had the conversation. Angela asked her, would she ever be with or date a guy that identifies as bisexual? And Fatima was like, no, that's not my cup of tea. Angela said, yeah, it's not mine either. But she brought it up because she's wondering. She's wondering if Bryce is bisexual. Because remember, when he came back from that night with Zach, his thing was rock hard, whatever. And she was saying, like, he loves all this. That thing be, when I tell you my baby be rocked up, he be rocked up, or whatever. And Fatima like, oh, okay, girl. How are you putting that thing on him? Okay. So, after this private conversation between the two, Bryce and Angela said that they heading out. They were gonna go because they was gonna go to dinner that night, have a romantic dinner. And I'm thinking to myself, but when they left the office, they said they was coming over there during their lunch hour to come and check out the office space. So how is it that all of a sudden it's time for them to go to dinner or something? I didn't get that part. The timelines didn't add up or whatever. So Bryce, Zach and Fatima pull up, and Fatima got this real cute powder blue sweater dress on that has like a lace detail that come across the body like that. It's real cute. It's probably because I love blues. Blue is my favorite color, especially like the soft and the turquoise, like soft powdery blues, turquoise, periwinkle. I like that. But they pull up to the house, We see this woman standing outside in these, like, her outfit cute, her boots with the gold zipper on the side, and her army green pants and her black shirt. And she got a bat and she swinging like she ready for business. She about to whip ass. Zach and Fatima get out the car. When he pull up in the driveway, she marches over to the car and pull out. She was like, "Where my man at? Bitch, you fucking my man." And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is terrible writing, because why would Zach pull up with a woman in the car with him? You've been standing there waiting for a minute. Zach pulls up with Fatima, and you going at her head talking about, bitch, you fucking my man. And she like, cause it says this is his location, his car over here, and she knows who Zach is. Cause Zach like, Lori, hold up, like, what is going on? And he pushing her back, and she steady disrespecting Fatima. And Fatima like, bitch, I will fuck you up. Like, you don't want none of this. And they going back and forth. And Zach like, come on, the neighbors watching, people looking, like, we in a nice neighborhood. Like, y'all gotta relax, y'all gotta chill. So he finally get them to relax and chill. And she's showing him, and he calls the phone, and the phone going, the voicemail is not being answered. She said, but he in this area. His phone is in this area. It says this is where his location is. And I'm thinking to myself, so why didn't y'all put in the dialogue that he could say, but I do have this, my house is a duplex, like, and somebody is renting the space next door, he could be in there, but, and I don't have no idea why he would be in there, but, I don't think he over here, whatever. He could have said that, but he never says that. He just offers her to go in the house. Fatima offers her some water. Fatima said, open up the door, patio door, whatever that, because it's hot in here. And she need fresh air so she can breathe and get her bearings together, like, because this is crazy. So when Zach goes to open the back door, the patio door, he look out, and that's when he see Nate in the hot tub with Deja. I said, oh, shit. So he closes that and tell the lady, she tells Lori she need to get ready to try to leave or whatever, but she need to leave out of the front door. And Tim was like, no. And then I told you it's hot. Like, open. She need fresh air. He was like, no, we don't need that air there. Like, trying to keep her from going to the door, whatever. So Fatima's still talking to Lori, and like, girl, I don't know what's going on, but Fatima now knows that Lori is Nate's wife, and Nate is the one that she don't really care for. So Zach goes out the back door and goes down to Nate like, what the fuck are you doing? First of all, what are you doing at my house? And like, you shouldn't be here. He gonna tell him, man, you supposed to be at work. Ain't no, I'm supposed to be at work, motherfucker. You shouldn't be in my house when I'm not here. And least of all with her, he told Deja, like, get up and leave or whatever, and you get your clothes on and you get ready to leave too, Nate, or whatever. So we go back to the scene with Fatima and Lori. They talking. So Fatima let Lori out, tells Lori to go outside. Or, you know, they gonna figure it out or whatever she tells her. So Lori goes and get ready to go and leave. Fatima comes out and finds Nate in the hot tub. No, and Deja is still there because Fatima sees that Deja was there. She knows. And she like, they exchange some words. And he tell her that Zach knows he's there. Or because this Zach house is his house too, whatever. And she was like, no, motherfucker, this is my house. And he sees the ring and he get angry, like, he proposed to you? You live here? Or whatever. She like, alright. So they exchange their words. She leaves back and goes around front and was like, Lori, girl, come here. Come on. I got something to show you. It's something you need to see. She tells her, you know what? I forgot to mention. When Fatima went round back, this was the scene where she grabbed Deja by the head, yoked her up by the head, popped her in the face a few times, and sent her back next door where she lived at. So that's how we got Deja out of the scene. Fatima definitely jumped on her, popped in her face, yanked about her hair out of the hot tub, and all that kind of stuff like that. So she tells Lori she got something she needs to see. And so she said, come on, but we need to go around back. It's something in the backyard. I said, oh shit. So we see Zach and Nate, and Nate is telling Zach, like, you let her move in, you proposed to that bitch, and this and that. Zach telling Nate, like, yo, we gotta grow up. Like, I grew up. Y'all gotta grow up. We move on. We get in relationships and stuff like that. And you can't just be popping up and coming over my house and then screwing my tenant and having her in my damn hot tub when I'm at work. Like, you can't do that. He's so immature and shit. He talking his shit. Zach was like, and you need to hurry up and go. He ain't never tell him that his wife was out front. He just like, you need to go. If you know, like I know, you need to get your shit and you need to go. And he was like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna go. And then Fatima comes in the yard and she was like, you ain't going yet. And they talking and they exchange some words. Next thing you know, he turns to go out that fucking back, the gate or the fence, and his wife is right there. Bop! She took the this part of the bat and just dang right in his fucking face. And he just felt like, oh. Because at one point, Fatima punched him too, if I'm not mistaken. Fatima, when she was fighting Deja, when she beat Deja up, he jumped in her face and she punched him too. But his wife caught him. She said she's sick of his shit and all that kind of stuff. She cussing him out. They leaving. So then it becomes nighttime. No, Zach and Fatima go in the house and they discuss what just happened. And um um Zach tries to compare Nate's immaturity and how he dealt with Nate to how Fatima deals with Angela and the Bryce situation or whatever. He was like, it's the same. And she was like, no, that shit is not the same. Like, that's my home girl. And she, if she want to date somebody that's like that or whatever, you know, that's cool. That's what they doing or whatever. But that's totally different from the stuff that be going on with Deja. Like, it's drama everywhere you turn. It's drama. He like, no, you brought that drama because she was attacking you. And he said, I mean, she was like, but because she thought. And I said, and how could she think? Like, y'all two pulled up in the car together. So why would she assume that you are the one that's screwing her husband when she already been standing there waiting and not getting the answer for a minute? Which means that he, wherever he is, he wasn't with y'all because his location is that he's there right now. Unless he would have left the phone, but he ain't in the car with y'all, so she knows that he wasn't with y'all. Like, the writing on here is like, they gotta do so much better. And they already doing that whole thing like they do on Sisters, and the over with the conversation don't go nowhere because they keep talking in circles and keep saying the same thing to each other over and over again. But anyway, they discuss that or whatever. Um, Fatima at some point gets to speak with Angela, and Angela tells her, they talking. And Angela, like, she felt uneasy about what happened because she thinks something happened, but Bryce ain't talked to her about it or whatever. And so Fatima keep encouraging her, just talk to Bryce, see what he say. You need to talk to your man. And so Angela was like, all right, so maybe me and him should skip dinner alone and we should come over there and have dinner with y'all and talk about this or whatever. Because Zach really liked Bryce and he was like, Bryce been helping me or whatever. So I'm going to, I did what I did and I'm going to forgive him for this or whatever. So Fatima was like, all right, let me talk to Zach, see if you cool with it, and see if it's all right for y'all to come over here for dinner tonight. She hangs up with Angela. Next thing we know, she gets a phone call from the lab, and they was like, we sent you an email with the results. She said, fine. She goes outside to Zach. He outside for whatever reason, and she was like, the results came back. He like, all right, open it. He was like, open it so it can prove to you that I am not the father. And so she looked down at her phone and she was just like, I wish he did say that. And he was like, what? Stop playing with me, Fatima. You play too much. And she showed it to him. And Zach is 99.9% the pappy of that stripper's baby. And that's how season 1 ends. And now that we're at the end, what do you guys think of the show? About the acting, the scripts, and all that kind of stuff? The wardrobe, everything. Like, I watched it because I did like the Zach and Fatima storyline on Sisters. Plus, I wanted to support DeVal. Like I said, I've been following him and his family before he got on Tyler Perry's show. I was watching their podcasts and their little YouTube videos and stuff like that all the time when he was, hustling to get on in Hollywood. So that's why I wanted to watch it, because I just wanted to support him and his family by watching the show. But it was the same as all the other Tyler Perry shows. It's just rehashed storylines from some of his movies. Um, Storylines not making sense. Timelines not adding up. Repetitive dialogue. Overacting. So, like I said, I watched to support DeVal Ellis. And Crystal Renee, she cool too. But that's it for Zatima. I know I gotta come back at y'all with the rest of my reviews for. I still gotta do my reviews for Love Is Blind season 3, episodes 2, 3, and 4. Y'all will get them maybe later today, hopefully. Yeah, don't mind me, y'all. Today was laundry day. I know I look rough. I managed to get my hair in 2 puffballs, and that's how I went to the laundromat. This shirt is actually a V-neck, but I got it backwards because I spilled food all over the front of my shirt, so I put it on backwards to come to y'all with this video right quick. I hope y'all enjoyed my review, my recap, and I will see y'all later for Love Is Blind. That's a wrap on season 1 of Zatima. Peace. Oh, forgot to say, and as usual, don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. So click it on your way in or on your way out. And again, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.